What's up, everyone? My name is Spur. We're going to be taking a look at 3 of my absolute favorite freeware truck mods for American Truck Simulator. These are all found on the Steam Workshop, so they are super easy to download and install. It just takes the click of one button and you're good to go. First truck on the list is going to be the Freightliner FLD by Faster GCO. It looks like this truck has been worked on by multiple creators, including Harvin, Lucasi, as well as Oddfellow. You won't be disappointed with this truck though. It offers a unique style and look unlike no other truck in ATS. When you see a Freightliner FLD, you know it's a Freightliner FLD. Like, there's no mistaking it. It's very unique. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the truck. Let's do customized configuration. Of course, we've got 2 different body style. We got the flat top, or what I like to call it. It's called mid-roof. I call it flat top, or the raised roof. And then you've got your typical, you know, there's not a lot for the paint schemes. Like, it's pretty plain Jane, just simple colors. There's not like a lot of different stripe variations or anything like that. And one of the cons of this truck, if there are cons, and this isn't really a big deal, it's not necessarily a problem with the truck itself, it's just the nature of it, is that there are not a lot of trucking company schemes for this truck, which I don't think the FLD was like a huge fleet truck anyway. But you do have Texas Star Express. This is a really nice one. And I think there's an Old Dominion that's floating around out there as well too. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot available for the truck. All right, as far as customizations, there's a decent amount for this truck. It's not like a whole heck of a lot, but it's a decent amount. You can change up the bumpers. I know that's one of the big ones for this truck, or for truck customizations. Another one would be the fenders or side skirts. You see you got a few fender variations. I really like the side skirts on this truck. I think the side skirts just like work really, really well with it. And as you can see, it's got several options for the visor. I'm not a huge fan of big visors. Like, they kind of block the view, and they can kind of get in the way a little bit, but I know a lot of people do like those. Interior options, you do have a few different colors here: black, blue, brown, gray, and red. I generally tend towards the more neutral colors, so like a gray or a brown or something like that. We'll look at that in just a second. All right, and here's one of the big customizations you see with trucks, and of course that is the stack. Right now we've got the single rear, and I put it to the mid-roof or the flat top so you can see a little better, but it definitely has a ton of customization as far as stacks. And this is going to be my favorite for this truck. I think this is really sweet. The custom 2 toned down the bigger stacks. That is really nice. So not a bad truck. Like I said, it's not like crazy customizable or anything like that, but it's a decent truck. It's not bad, and it's free. It's 100% free, so you can't ever you can't beat free, right? As far as chassis, this is like one of the least customizable parts of the truck. That's when you just get one chassis, the 6x4. Like, there's not nothing with that. Nothing with the chassis. Let's look at the interior real quick. Plain Jane interior, but that's, like I said, that's just kind of the nature of the truck. Really looks good. I dig the floorboard. Like, I like the floor mat effect there. Looks really good. One of the other cons, and this one is a flat out bug for this truck, is the fact that when you roll the windows down in the rain, the raindrops still kind of like hover in the air. They don't go up and down with the windows. So, you know, easy to avoid. Just don't drive it in the rain or don't roll the windows down, one of the two. All in all, a nice truck though. I really dig it. I like this one. I've had a few different variations of it. I've honestly done some bull hauling in this thing. I think it looks really good with a cattle trailer. All right, let's go ahead and see about moving on to the next truck. Next truck on the list is going to be the Kenworth T660, edited by Joster. It says this is my edition of Frank Prue's Kenworth T660, so it seems like he's the original creator, maybe. And then this guy got permission to publish it from the same author, so it looks like he just kind of did some bug fixes and updated it, because that is the thing about these freeware mods, is the fact that you know, when the game updates, sometimes the truck gets broke, and the original creator will abandon the truck, and then it's just like, it just goes away. So other people tend to pick it up and keep moving forward. Anyway, I love this truck. You guys know Spur is a huge fan of the T series Kenworths, right? Like I love especially the earlier ones like the T600, the T660. So this is one of my favorite go-to trucks. Like I've had several variations. I got one variation of it now that I literally drive all the time. This truck has a ton of customization. For a Freeware truck, it has there's tons and tons of things that you can do with this truck. Tons of different sleeper arrangements. Like we won't even go through all of these, which you can see we've got a ton of sleeper options. Let's go back to the flat top because I just like the flat tops. I really just do. You know what? Let's do the studio. There we go. Another plus for this truck is it has a lot more options as far as your chassis. Definitely a lot more than the FLD, so that's really cool. I think it has anything too crazy as far as chassis options. Yeah, nothing too crazy, just pretty standard links and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Look at the paint. Paint's another one of those with this truck. This is like, it's pretty plain Jane. Like there's not a lot of fleet truck options available for paint. I like the Walmart. I think this is the coolest looking Walmart truck you could possibly drive. I really just do. I think this is like the best version of it. I think they have the studio sleeper. Let's go back to the wine color real fast. So yeah, schemes, you know, it's pretty plain Jane. Schemes, you know, there's like one stripe scheme you can do some variations with, and then some customizable colors and stuff like that, but there's not a whole lot available with it. Where this truck shines is the customization. Like there is a ton of customization you can do on this truck, from side skirts, multiple options for side skirts. Now, one of the biggest cons for this truck, and this deals purely with the customization, is the fact that your accessories on the truck, it's not documented well, I guess is the way to put it, right? Like you have to kind of go through and search a little bit. So yeah, this would be for the door handle here. You see it just says chrome 6, so that would be the door handle. Of course, this is going to be the filters, but it doesn't put the big can filters on it like that. It just changes the color or the style, like the chrome or the painted, that sort of thing. This is going to be, okay, that's the door. Antennas. Now this is a good one here. Antennas, you can do the aluminum style on the front here that tilt forward, or you can do the straight up and down normal. I like the ones that tilt forward. I think those look really, really sharp. You can do some cab panel lights on it here as well. Those are pretty good. I was kind of surprised though, there's no options for the stacks, at least that I haven't seen, and I've done a lot with this truck. This is it, like this is what you get right here, the single rear. And finally, it has some nice customization for the grill as well too. I'm a big fan of the painted trim on the grills. I think it kind of accentuates the grill a little bit more, like it just pops, right? It looks really, really good. Everyone's going to be different. That's just my opinion, but either way, I really like it. Not a bad truck. It's got a lot of customization to it. Like I said, this is one of the more customizable trucks that you can get off the Steam Workshop. Like I said, the only downside is it's just not very, like, you just have to kind of go through and figure out what's what. It's not documented very well as far as like what all the pieces are and what they do, that sort of thing. But all in all, a nice looking truck. That looks sharp, right? Like I love it. We have to wind up building one like this and taking it out. All right, let's move on to the next truck. Last truck on the list is going to be the Kenworth K100E cab over by Mr. Overfloater. This is a must-have. This was the very first truck mod I ever got for ATS. Who doesn't love a cab over? And even if you don't like cab overs, if you're not a cab over fan, you still really need to get this truck because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. This is a really nice, well done truck. It is absolutely amazing. And it's like, it's so versatile too. Like this setup here looks like a log truck. Like you could be pulling logs with this thing, right? It's nothing special, but you can really kind of customize this truck. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Let's look at the cabs. You got your standard cab, VIT, which is a little bigger sleeper, the Aerodyne here. and the Aerodyne VIT. Those are all really nice. Chassis, you've got a decent amount of chassis. It's not a lot, but there's something extra special with this. You do have the 8x4. That's really nice. The prime mover, 6x4, and a single drive axle too. I wish the FLD had a single drive axle on it. I think that would be really nice. Now, there is one other chassis with this truck that is an Easter egg. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are big in ATS already know about it, but for the ones that don't, there is an Easter egg chassis. And the way you activate that chassis is you have to go to the interior view, come up here to the top left, add the GPS, and then you've got to go to the paint, which we'll get to more detail about this in a minute. Go to your gray paint, then you jump back in the interior. Come on, there you go. And you go to the steering wheel. You click the steering wheel and you go all the way to the bottom and you pick this Volvo steering wheel right here. And now we should be good to find our secret chassis, but you have to go to the paint schemes. You cannot find it under the chassis page. Go to the paint scheme, select Clown Car 3000, and you have the super stretch frame on this thing. And this is one I love, but let me tell you, you're going to pay for it backing this thing up with a long, like a 53-foot trailer or anything like that. Like, it adds a lot more to it. It's a little bit harder to get around in. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at paint schemes real fast. This truck has a ton of custom schemes available for it, more than any other Freeware truck that I know of on the Steam Workshop. Like, just tons and tons. These are all throwbacks. I'm assuming like these are just recreations of the ones that were originally available with the real life truck, because I know it had a lot of different stripe variations and stuff like that. And the cool part about this truck is that you can control the paint, like the stripes and everything. Like, it is so customizable on this truck. This is one that I'd love to do on it myself right here. This is like one of my favorites. I call it the Black Widow. I think it's really sharp. So you can come in here and do all this. See, take that down like so, and there you go. Now you've got a truck with some pinstripes on it. I think it looks really, really sharp. I love that setup. This truck also has a decent amount of company skins available for it as well too. I only have a few on here. I like the Walmart. The Walmart is really, really nice. All right, let's jump back on the Clown Car 3000 and look at some of the customization available for this truck. It's got a ton of bumper customization to it. I tend to go with one of these. I think those look really sharp. It's got a lot of grill customization as well. You can do the no bar, 1 bar, 7 bars, 5 bars. Those are all really nice. Of course, we've got some mirror customization there as well. Let's go ahead and look at the stacks. I like the dual exhaust and the dual intake. Those are really sharp. It's got a lot of stack customization too. Let's go ahead and see if we can get to that. Yeah, it's got a ton. I like the 7-inch long. I think looks pretty cool. And if you want to make an even meaner looking truck, all you have to do is remove this air dam on top. Look at that. Now that is sharp. That looks like a bull hauler right there to me. Like, if there was ever one, that would be it. Can change our fenders up here. That's pretty sweet. It has, we'll look at fuel tank options in a minute here. I think it's they're not showing up because of the stretch frame maybe. Here, there we go. Yeah, you can do tank covers, right? Like, those are pretty cool. I've never noticed these on any other Freeware trucks, right? Like, these are the only ones. Colors aren't like highly customizable. You just got a set palette of colors here that you use, but we could throw the black on there. That looks really sharp. I'm not a fan of the fenders though. Change that up. Let's go. There we go. That's pretty sweet looking little truck too. It really just is, and it wouldn't be nearly as difficult to get around in as that big old stretch frame. I'm telling you right now, you get into a tight location, you're having to back around, man. It makes it hard on you, right? And that's with a cab over too. It's supposed to be easier. You see, we've got some more grill options here. We could winterize it, right? Got a lot of winterization options. I don't use those a whole lot. I really don't. Like, you know, I guess if you were to put the snow mod in the game, you could probably do some winterization. Otherwise, I don't feel like there's a lot of need for it, right? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. This is a sweet interior on this truck. I love it. Look at this. And it's got a ton of options as far as colors too. You got black, blue, brown, red, tan, and number 2, teal. Teal's pretty nice. Depends on what the outside looks like though, right? White, wine, black, VIT, blue, brown. Let's see, you can even do pink. If you want to do pink, you can do a pink interior. It's pretty nice. Like I said, Spur goes with the more subdued stuff though, so we'll go with actually let's go with black. Interior customization, yeah, it's not a lot of interior customization that I can think of. You can change the wood grain and color on it. Yeah, I don't care for that one at all, man. That looks really kind of, I don't know. Wood grain's kind of tough, you know, like sometimes it can be a bit much, right? It can be a bit much and kind of noisy and just, I don't know, a little distracting. So I go with something pretty subdued. I think that's probably my favorite out of all of them. Yeah, not a lot of customization for the interior, but still, nonetheless, a really nice looking interior on this truck. I really dig it. I'd like, I think a light, like to be able to change the interior color would be really cool. But otherwise, really nice looking truck and interior. All right, there you go. The Kenworth cab over by Overfloater, the K100E. What a nice truck. Like I said, this one is a must-have. If you don't get any other Freeware trucks, you've most definitely got to get this one. Man, it looks sharp too. I love the red pinstripes. I'm a huge fan of that. It looks pretty good with the winterization too. Like, I'm digging that. Nice truck. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed just something a little bit different to share some of the stuff that I enjoy and like in game and some of my setups. I'm probably going to do a mod showcase at some point too, as far as like all the mods that I have. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Love all of you, and we'll catch you on the road next time. Peace.